In a few days, me, Deb, and Boo Boo are going to pack up the RV and head to Zion National Park. The only catch is they only have electricity, no water, so we got to do a few things. Okay, you're wondering, when's a good time to clean your fresh water tank? Well, let's check. Maybe it's time. I don't know, I'm just saying. Not bad. Okay, so that's not really what happened. However, your water could become a little bit smelly or taste a little weird if you don't sanitize your tanks at least twice a year. If you're living in your RV full time, I recommend 3 to 4 times a year. Also, if you're putting it in storage, sanitize it before you put it in storage. If you've ever filled up with some questionable water, well then I'd go ahead and sanitize it as soon as you can. Failure to sanitize your tank a couple times a year could lead to some bacteria or some costly items down the road. To get started, you're going to want a 5-gallon bucket filled with water that you can mix 1.25 cups of chlorine or bleach with. Okay, before you get started, I would go ahead and empty your hot water tank. This way you don't get any of that bacteria that's already in there back in there. Secondly, I recommend having everything on hand, like a 5-gallon bucket, which makes it easier to mix the bleach with the water. Also, a hose, a measuring cup, and maybe a towel in case something goes wrong. If you have a water pump attached to the RV, it makes it a whole lot easier for it to siphon out of that bucket and put into your freshwater holding tank. To get the water out of the 5-gallon bucket into the freshwater holding tank, you're going to have to close the valve that goes from the City Connect to the freshwater valve and open the siphon valve below the water pump. Once all the water is siphoned out of the bucket, go ahead and close the city water connection, and that should automatically stop your water pump. After you get that 5 gallons in there, you're going to have to do it again. This process takes a couple of days to get through, so make sure you allow yourself plenty of time. And you're going to have to do it again. And again. And again, just keep repeating until it starts flowing out of the overfill valve. Once the water/bleach mixture is overflowing out of the tank, go ahead inside and turn on all your faucets for a minute or two to make sure that they fill with the bleach water mixture. After it's all filled and you've ran all of your pipes, go ahead and turn everything off, put everything away, and wait till the next morning. At least 4 or 5 hours. But I would go ahead and give it a full 12 hours. It's not going to hurt your pipes. I mean, the chlorine bottle sits on the store shelf for years. So you're probably saying to yourself, hey Mike, so now that we filled it with bleach, what do we do next? Well, let me tell you, we do it all over again, minus the bleach. Okay, now I've filled the tank back up with fresh water, and since it is topped off with fresh water, I'm going to run the interior faucets to try to get rid of that chlorine smell, and then we will drain it again. But this time, instead of filling it through the water pump, we're going to fill it through the filter. After you've drained your system and refilled it, go ahead and test for the smell. As smooth as a freshly squeezed cactus. And it wouldn't hurt to have one of these. But if you have an old water filter hooked up and you haven't replaced it recently, I'd go ahead and replace it right now. Make sure that you don't have any bleach smell. If you do, after you drain it all through, then go ahead and repeat the entire process again, because you're not going to want that taste of bleach in there. That's way better. Okay, thanks for watching. Until next time, safe travels. As stout as a javelina's fart and fall. Grabs you like jumping choya. As pure as bear scat on a dirt road.